Hey there, fight fans. In today's video, we have discovered that not all Nurmagomedovs are stars. Abubakar Nuratgomedov, Khabib's cousin, will be remembered only for bruises from Conor. Also in the video, after learning about the weed ban in Texas where the fight with Jake Paul was to take place, Nate Diaz suggested changing the venue for the fight. UFC President Dana White has long said he's not going to pull any gimmicks, but he's more than willing to do the fight between UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones and WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. So let's kick things off in order. But before we kick off the video, I just want to ask you guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Now, as you know, the UFC Fight Night took place on June 4th, marking a significant event for MMA fans from Russia. Now, this is especially true because Abubakar Nuratgomedov, Khabib's cousin, had his next fight in the world's premier promotion. His opponent was against Brazilian fighter Alisu Zaleski dos Santos, and both competitors were regarded as highly significant. Unfortunately, he also failed to impress any of his fans, as he didn't showcase any exceptional skills during the fight with his Brazilian counterpart. So in a split decision, Nurmagomedov suffered defeat. Now, the sports dynasty of the Nurmagomedovs, despite the absence of Khabib, continues to develop rapidly. Usman Nurmagomedov is the Bellator champion. Umar is ready to break into the UFC flyweight top, but Abubakar cannot boast such success. By the age of 33, Khabib's cousin had changed several promotions, but was almost nowhere in any leadership roles. However, Khabib's cousin can be called the king of conflicts. In the main promotion, the UFC, he started a scandalous disqualification, becoming one of the participants in the famous fight after the fight between Khabib and Conor McGregor. Eagle's cousin boldly flew into the cage, but did receive several blows from McGregor once he did. In response, the Dagestani hit the Irishman with a hat, which did not really save him from getting any bruises.
Хочу, короче, залез на сетку, это, блядь, ирландская сучка ударила здесь. Я в вахах, блядь, я тоже не остался, бам-бум, двоечку дал, блядь. Бля, папаха помешала, левой руке папаха была.
Also, the fans still remember him after the conflict with Khamzat Chimaev. When Islam Makhachev got the UFC championship belt, Nurmagomedov fought in the auditorium with Khamzat. As you remember, the conflict turned out to be pretty big, and even the president of Chechnya, Ramzan Kadyrov, had to reconcile. Additionally, there is growing realization that Abubakar is not experiencing success in the UFC. As you understand, with a 2-2 record, it's really kind of difficult to count on fights with the leading representative of that rating. So speculation is arising as to why Khabib is no longer present in his corner, and why he has distanced himself from even training them. Many believe that Khabib's absence is a result of his desire to avoid any potential disgrace associated with his brothers and cousins. But what do you think? Do you agree with this opinion? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. And moving on. Now, after learning about the weed ban in Texas where the fight with Jake Paul was to take place, Nate Diaz suggested changing the venue for the fight, writing, "We will have to move to another state. I think if he had taken care of this earlier, it would be more likely to change, but now you can imagine how much it takes to redo everything to make this happen. So it is hardly possible." Changing the location of a battle at such a late stage appears to be a difficult task, requiring significant changes and negotiations with the relevant organizations and individuals. The likelihood of such a transfer to another state does remain pretty low, given the huge number of details that would still need to be reviewed. Now, the world of boxing and MMA have often clashed in the realm of fantasy matchups, pitting the best from each discipline against one another. UFC President Dana White has long said he's not going to pull any gimmicks, but that he's more than willing to end the fight between Jones and Tyson Fury, saying, "I'm telling Tyson Fury, whom I respect very much, if you really want to find out who the baddest man on the planet is, I will make that fight.
I will make Jon Jones versus Tyson Fury in the octagon. And, we'll figure out. We figured out how to pay Floyd. We'll figure out how to pay you too, Tyson. So, the offer is out there. If you want to do it in the UFC, I know he was messing around with MMA for a little while there. Let's do it. Let's answer the question. But these guys aren't boxing. It's just for these guys to go in and box. You either want to fight. You want the title of baddest man on the planet. Let's do it. I'm in.
Now, it all started when Fury and Jones engaged in a war of words on social media.
See, Jon Jones has piped up. John, you're talking about me in a cage. I'm not a cage fighter, mate. I'm a boxer, the best boxer actually. So if you want to come into a boxing ring and fight me, be my guest, let me know. You don't have to call anybody else, no Danas, nobody, you call me, because it's a boxing fight and I'm the boss in this game, me. You're a great fighter, John, but you're definitely no boxer, and that's for sure. All the best, good luck.
Oh boy, Tyson Fury out there claiming he gonna beat me up. I better back off.
Jones, known for his dominance in the UFC, was pretty adamant about facing Fury inside the octagon, while the boxing champion Fury insisted that the bout take place in the boxing ring, where he claims his superiority. Now, the verbal sparring between the two fighters quickly caught the attention of fight fans worldwide. And as you remember, back in 2017, White came together with Showtime to stage a mega fight between Floyd Mayweather and UFC superstar Conor McGregor. And that boxing match sold a shattering 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. Mayweather did end up beating McGregor in the 10th round though. But in past interviews, Tyson Fury has indeed expressed interest in testing the waters of MMA. The boxing champion has openly discussed the possibility of venturing into the world of MMA and has even engaged in some training in preparation for such a fight.
I weighed 253 pounds for the fight, 255. Within 16 months, I was 400 pounds. Alcoholic, drug addict, depressed, anxious, thoughts of suicide. About 6 months later, I attempted suicide. I attempted to smash a Ferrari into a bridge at 180 miles per hour. Before I did it, I heard a voice speak to me, saying, don't do this, Tyson. Think about your family, think about your kids growing up with no father, think about what everyone's going to say, how you was a weak piece of shit who couldn't take it, who had to kill himself to get out of it. And I knew at that moment I needed to get help. But I didn't know what was up with me. I was 28 years old at that time, and I thought I was having mood swings. I thought it was normal to feel like how I did. Zero education on mental health. And at that time in 2015, 16, there was a lot of stigma around mental health. It wasn't as widespread spread as it is today. So I was Googling stuff, hearing voices in my mind. What is it? Low moods all the time. What is it? Didn't know what it was. And I found this place up about 30 miles from me, and I went seeing these doctors, and they explained to me how a normal person's life is like this, and my life is like a roller coaster. And they explained to me that I had these issues, and that it could be fixed basically with medication and counselling and whatever else. I've always been against medication. My grandfather took medication till the day he died for mental health issues. So I was against it, but I kept going to see this doctor, and I knew I wanted to get back. And I think the turning point in my life was October 31st, 2017. I was going to go out and get drunk, because when I got drunk, I didn't feel depressed. I didn't hear the voices. I wasn't wasn't anxious. So I'd get drunk a lot, and to get away, escape my problems. But when I woke up the next day, I was in a deeper, darker hole, so it wasn't the cure. And on this night, I came back home from early. I was going to go out drinking all night. I came home early because I knew I couldn't do anymore.
Now, the clash between Jones and Fury represents a battle between two larger-than-life figures from the worlds of MMA and boxing. The debate over who deserves the title of the baddest man on the planet rages on, and a crossover event between the two fighters could potentially settle this age-old argument. As fans eagerly anticipate Fury's response to Dana White's challenge, the prospect of witnessing this epic showdown continues to captivate the imaginations of fight enthusiasts around the globe. Now that is all for today. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, because every time you like and subscribe to our channel, it truly inspires us to create new and interesting videos. So thank you all in advance.